So hello everyone. So I welcome you for today's class, and in today's class we are going to continue with the chapter that is energy. So in this chapter, in the previous class we had already discussed about different forms of energy, that we had started with the different forms of energy, and the first kind of energy we had discussed was mechanical energy. And what was mechanical energy? That was the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. What was potential energy? The energy possessed by body by virtue of its position or configuration, that is known as potential energy. You have to remember the definitions of each and every term because these are very important terms. Then what was kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is actually the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. When a body is in motion and during that time when it carries a kind of energy, the energy which is possessed by that body, that means the body which is motion, is known as kinetic energy. And we have discussed the formulas, so you have to learn those formulas. I'll give you some numericals to solve. You have to solve those kind of questions, different kind of questions. So today we are going to continue with the topic, different forms of energy, and in that we were going to talk about heat energy. So what is heat energy? The energy released when we burn wood. So whenever you burn wood, coal, oil, or gas, so these materials can be burned easily, and whenever you burn them, a type of energy is going to release, and that energy is known as heat energy. Steam possesses the heat energy. So how steam is formed? Suppose you take water and you heat water. When water is heated at a very high temperature, the water will get converted into steam, and that steam will also carry a lot of energy which is capable of doing work. So how steam is capable of doing work? How steam is also a form which carries heat energy? Let us take an example and then we will understand. Like suppose while cooking food, suppose you are cooking food in a pressure cooker. So everybody must have seen a pressure cooker, and suppose you are cooking food in a pressure cooker. And when you prepare anything inside a pressure cooker, you have to place that substance. Like suppose you want to prepare pulses, cereals, or you want to prepare rice, or whichever kind of grain. So you have to pour that item, and then you have to pour some quantity of water. And then you have to close the lid, and you will keep that pressure cooker above the gas stove. So when you place it above the gas stove, what will happen? The heat energy which is coming from the gas stove will going to change water into steam. So it will absorb by the water, the heat energy will be absorbed by the water, and water will slowly gets converted into steam. Now steam is very light in weight. So the steam will going to rise up, and it will going to create pressure, and it will lift the weight on the top of the lid. And which weight is present? That weight is actually the vessel which is present on top of the lid. So above the pressure cooker, one vessel is there, and this steam will going to go and push the vessel in the upward direction. The vessel will going to go in the above direction. This lifting of vessel, so since the vessel has been lifted by the steam, suggests that heat is a form of energy, because steam carries heat energy and it is capable of doing work. One more example I will take. You people must have heard about power plants which are capable of producing electricity, and one kind of power plant is a thermal power plant. Which kind of power plant? Thermal power plant. Thermal power plant. Okay, so this example I take. Thermal power plants are also capable of producing electricity. But how they produce electricity? Over there they use coal. Okay, big tanks are there in which water is filled, like boilers are there, and below them we place a lot of coal and you burn them. So when we burn this coal, what will happen? It will produce heat energy, and this heat energy will be absorbed by the water, and water will slowly gets converted into steam. And when this steam is passed through a certain kind of pipe and structure, and then the steam is passed over the generators. So turbines are getting rotated, which is connected to actually the generator. So steam energy will go and hit all the turbines, and turbines will get rotated, and due to the rotation of the turbines, the generator starts working, and generators will going to produce the electricity. So over here, thermal power plants which depend upon heat energy of coal will going to produce electricity by using steam. steam, because steam is having a lot of energy which is capable of doing work. So this was example of thermal power plant, and I have taken one example of pressure cooker, which proves that steam also carries heat energy, and heat energy is capable of doing work. So this was one form of energy. Okay, one more example I take of heat energy, which is related to us directly. Now, the food which we consume, so whichever food you consume, burns slowly in our cell. So a kind of burning process takes place, which is known as respiration. Okay, and when this food is burned, to produce heat energy, and it is going to produce heat energy, and this heat energy in turn makes us do our muscular work. So over here, heat energy which is gained by us through food, okay, it will be helpful for us to do different types of work. So without food, we will not get energy, and this energy which we are getting is actually the form of heat energy, the food which is burned by our body. Okay, the heat energy, that means when we talk about the unit of heat energy, the heat energy is measured in calories. So you must have heard about this food item consists of this much amount of calorie, and this food item consists of this much amount of calories. Fat and carbohydrate carries more amount of calories, whereas other form of food carries less amount of calories. So this calories means how much amount of energy that food can actually give you. So other forms of energies till now which we have discussed, it was all measured in joules, but heat energy is measured in form of calories. So it can be measured in joules also, it can be measured in calories also. So this is all about heat energy. Okay, after talking about heat energy, now we are going to discuss about light energy. So another form of energy which is very important for us is light energy. Light energy, it is a form of energy which gives us the sensation of vision. Sensation of vision means with this form of energy you are capable of seeing the things around you. Without light energy it is not possible to see anything which is in your surroundings. So you can see the things in your surroundings with the help of this kind of energy. So light energy, so any source of light is there, like your tube light, your bulb, sun, any type of source is there, which will going to produce the light energy. And light energy will go and strike on objects nearby you. So whatever objects are there next to you, in your surrounding, the light energy will fall on that, and it will going to reflect back, and it will scatter in different direction. So the light which will reach to your eyes after reflection, it will helpful for you to see the objects next to you. About this topic, we are going to deal with a complete chapter of based on light chapter. So there you are going to understand more in detail about the light energy. Okay, light does not seem to move objects. Okay, if a small amount of light energy is coming and striking on any object, you will not find that with the falling of the light energy, the object will start moving. But if I take example, if a strong beam of light is allowed to fall, but if a very strong beam of light is coming, and it is going to strike on fine dust particle. On what object? Over the fine dust particles which are very light in weight, they are found to move. So you can see that when a very huge amount of light is striking on very fine particles, that is the dust particles or any kind of particles, then those particles can scatter or they can move from their place. So over here you can say that since light is capable of moving these small particles, so it is also a form of energy because it is capable of doing work. So anything which is capable of doing work, it will be considered as energy. Okay, because energy is capable of doing work. So over here light is also a form of energy. Okay, so this is all about light power. Okay, after talking about light energy that was capable or allow you to see the objects near you, there is another form of energy which is also very important for you, that is sound energy. So what is sound energy? Sound is a form of energy which gives us the sensation of hearing. Light energy was giving the sensation of vision, to see the things. Sound energy gives us the sensation of hearing. So with the help of sound energy, you can hear the things which are being spoken to you. It is produced due to vibrating body. So whenever objects vibrate, suppose a drum is there and you strike on the drum, so the membrane of the drum is going to vibrate, and due to vibrating body, the sound is going to produce. When the sound waves fall on the ear membrane, membrane. So inside your ear membrane is there, ear drum is there, and whenever somebody speaks something to you, or whenever any kind of sound is produced, the sound waves will go inside your ear and will strike on the ear membrane, that is the ear drum, and they makes it vibrate, and the ear drum will going to vibrate because of this sound waves. In these vibrations, since these vibrations take place which are carried to the brain, so the vibrations which are produced in the ear drum or ear membrane, that will going to go inside your brain, and your brain will going to read, and you can hear the things which kind of sound is being produced. So over here, since sound energy was capable of vibrating your eardrum, since it was capable of doing work, you can say that sound is also a form of energy. A very simple example I'll take: supersonic aircrafts. Okay, supersonic aircrafts are those aircraft which can travel with the speed higher than the speed of sound. So if I say supersonic planes, if they break, what they will do to break? They will break the sound barriers. Supersonic planes, if they break the sound barriers, okay, in that condition they are capable of producing such a huge amount of sound with such a huge amount of energy that can break the glass panes which are there in the building. Or sometimes the building also get a kind of vibration, absorbs the kind of vibration which is produced by the supersonic plane. Sometimes the thundering occurs. You must have heard about a lot of thundering is occurring during the rainy season, and that thundering can also vibrate the things nearby it, or the buildings or trees can get vibrated because of that. So since sound energy is also capable of vibrating the particle or moving the particle, so you can say that it is capable of doing work, so it is also a form of energy. So sound is such kind of energy which is capable of giving us the sensation of hearing, and these are some examples which I have explained, like supersonic planes which can produce such a huge amount of energy that can vibrate the buildings, and it can shatter the window panes also, glasses also, and the clouds where the you can say the thundering occurs, such a huge amount of thundering sometimes occur, that energy can even vibrate the buildings or the trees also. So this was the topic about the sound energy. So these are different types of energies. Okay, now another very important form of energy is electrical energy, which we call it as electricity in day-to-day life. So electric energy is very important in today's modern world. So electric energy is perhaps the most useful form of energy in modern world, because basically all our appliances, all the gadgets, they all are dependent upon electrical energy. So without electrical energy, without electricity, these appliances will not going to work. So we can see that large number of appliances are operated with the electricity or by electric energy. So electric energy is capable. So you can take for example that electric energy is capable of rotating the blades of the electric fan. So whenever you switch on the switch, the fan starts rotating, and this shows that electricity is a form of energy which is capable of doing work, because rotating the fan means that work has been done, and this work has been done because of the electrical energy. So simply you can say that electricity is also a form of energy. So this is one more form of energy. Although electricity can also produce light energy with the help of bulb in agriculture departments, okay, for harvesting and for different purposes, electricity is used. So electricity is used in industries also. So almost in every walk of life, electricity is useful for us. So this is one more form of energy which is very important for today's modern world. Now, after electric energy, another form of energy is magnetic energy. So we are discussing different types of energies. So one more type of energy is magnetic energy. In class 6, you people have must studied about magnet and the energy which is possessed by that magnet of attracting an object or repelling another object. That is known as magnetic energy. So a magnet is a substance that can attract certain magnetic materials. If you remember, magnetic materials are iron, cobalt, nickel. So these these were the magnetic materials. So since these materials can be attracted by a magnet, and magnet is capable of moving these objects. So since magnet can move or is capable of moving these objects, so you can say that it is also a form of energy. So since magnet can move these materials or these objects which causes motion, so magnetism is also a form of energy. Now, magnetic energy is used in which form? If you take example of electromagnets. Remember electromagnets? So the electromagnets, you have to pass electricity and the substance will start behaving like a powerful magnet, and these electromagnets are fixed in cranes. If you remember, cranes carries a big electromagnet which when you switch on the electric current, it will start behaving like a magnet and it will start attracting the heavy objects which is made up of iron. So scraps, iron objects, heavy loads can be lifted with the help of electromagnets. Electromagnets is also used or are also used in electric motors also. Okay, electric motors are present in your mixer grinder, electric motors are there, and electric generators which are capable of producing electricity. So they all consist of electromagnets which is capable of rotating the turbines, or you can say that armature is being rotated and electricity can be produced with the help of electric generator, and mechanical energy can be produced by electric motor. So they are capable of doing the motion, so it is coming under the category of energy. So magnet is also a form of energy. So you can say magnetic energy, that substance which is capable of moving another object that is some magnetic materials, then you can say magnet is also having some kind of energy, or it also possesses some kind of energy which is known as magnetic energy. So this is one kind of energy which is also very useful. Okay, after talking about these different forms of energy, now we are going to discuss about chemical energy. Okay, chemical energy is also known as a hidden form of energy. So chemical energy is a kind of hidden energy inside or in the atoms of elements or compounds. So every substance is made up of matter. Okay, everything is matter. Everything is basically made up of matter. And matter consists of elements or compounds, and the atoms of these elements and compounds consist of a kind of energy which is known as chemical energy. The energy possessed by the fuels. If you talk about fuels, coal is a kind of a fuel, petrol is a form of fuel, that is oil, gas, CNG, LPG, they all are different types of fuels, and they carries a kind of energy which we will call it as chemical energy. The chemical energy of diesel, petrol or CNG is capable of moving vehicles. Which kind of vehicles? Truck, bike, car, trains. It is capable of moving these heavy objects. So since it is capable of moving the objects from one place to another place, you can say that it is a form of energy, which is known as chemical energy. So chemical energy is basically present in the atoms of elements of compound, and it is present in different forms. It is present inside the fuels. So the fuels which are used to move the vehicles, they carry chemical energy. The food which we consume, okay, the food which we consume, they also carries chemical energy which is stored inside that. And when you consume that food, the food will get digested and the energy will going to come out from there in the form of heat energy. So during the process of respiration, the food items which carries chemical energy is getting released. So which kind of energy is present inside the food? It is actually the chemical energy. So chemical energy is also very important type of energy. This is also, you can remember it as energy which is present in the form inside the atoms of elements or compounds. So this is one kind of energy. Okay, after chemical energy, another very important form of energy is nuclear energy. What is nuclear energy? The nucleus of an atom. So everybody knows what is atom, and the atom consists of nucleus at the center. So the nucleus of an atom has enormous amount of energy. Huge amount of energy is present which holds the proton and neutron together. So inside the nucleus, proton is present and neutrons are present, and they are bounded together with the help of a huge amount of energy, and that is actually the energy which is present inside the nucleus. Actually the nuclear energy is released, and when this energy is released, due to loss in mass, when the mass of the forms when either heavy nucleus splits into two light nuclei or two light nuclei combines to form a heavy nucleus. When heavy nucleus splits into two light nuclei, when heavy nucleus splits into two light nuclei, that is known as nuclear fission. What is known as nuclear fission? So nuclear fission is a process when heavy nucleus breaks into two smaller nuclei, and at that time very huge amount of energy is released. So that process is known as nuclear fission. And when two light nuclei can be combined, but they all require a special condition. So when they will combine to form a single nucleus, that will also release huge amount of energy, and that is known as nuclear fusion. What is known as nuclear fusion? F-U-S-I-O-N, fusion, and this is F-I-S-S-I-O-N, fission. So nuclear fission occurs when heavy nucleus breaks into smaller nuclei. You can take example of uranium. Uranium breaks into two smaller nuclei, and then huge amount of energy is released, that is nuclear fission. And when two light nuclei, that is two hydrogen nuclei, suppose combine together to form a heavy nucleus, that is helium, then energy is released, and that process is known as nuclear fusion. So in atom bomb, nuclear fission takes place. Hydrogen bomb, nuclear fusion takes place, and which will going to produce very large amount of heat energy or any kind of energy which can create a lot of harmful or sometimes useful damages also, and useful things can also be taken over. So nuclear energy is one more form of energy. This was the last form of energy we had discussed. So different types of energy we have discussed. Now in the next class we will talk about interconversion of energy. Means how one form of energy gets converted into another form. Like electricity. Electricity was one form of energy, and when it is used by bulb, it will convert into light energy. So how one form of energy gets converted to a different form, we will talk about them in the next class. How different types of energies gets converted to different forms. So these are all types of energies.